Hey everybody, it's been a very long time, but I am finally back to casting. So, getting back to the RekStarcraft casts, I have a ZBT today. I'm in the top left as the, in this case, green Zerg. Let's switch that over. There we go, blue Zerg. And in the lower right, I have Barcode, yet another Barcode, as the red Terran. And what I'm going to do here is start integrating my casting into my stream so that it's not a case where I end up getting so wrapped up in streaming that my YouTube channel gets neglected. I apologize to people who really like the YouTube channel, but for whatever reason just don't watch streams. I kind of dropped off the face of the earth when I started streaming. So I'm fixing that. Disappeared for about 6 to 8 months. Just getting my life in order. I'm no longer full-time playing and coaching StarCraft, but on the upside, I'm at a point of stability now where I can actually enjoy it a lot more. So now that it's not paying the bills, you'll probably actually see a lot better games from me. So that's good. For now, still working out the kinks, getting back into practice. Currently hovering around top 8, kind of drop down to rank 9, rank 10 when I go a day off. Last season I finished rank 3 in my division, and I was still top 200 in North America, so I didn't do bad. And that was playing off of tethered cell phone internet. You'll actually get to see that in my next cast, because I played against someone, I won't spoil the surprise who it was, but played against a fairly well-known player, and ended up almost dropping 3 times throughout the course of the game. Let it be known that cell phone internet doesn't play StarCraft well. Alright, so game's getting started here. 15 hatch. Lately I've been doing a blind 15 hatch, 16 pool. Just a metagame choice. Most of the time I feel comfortable holding anything that comes my way. The only thing that's kind of throwing me for a loop is, well, what if they proxy 2 racks? So, spoiler alert, this game's a proxy 2 racks. You know me, I'm not afraid to give away spoilers, so I'll also tell you this is a loss. I'm going to try and cast 1 loss to every 1 win. I had some critique given to me from GameReplays.org that I was uploading mostly wins, and the wins were the ones that got the upvotes, so there was kind of a cause and effect there. It was like, well, I wanted upvotes so that my games got cast, so I put wins on there, and every time I put a loss on there, it got completely ignored. So either way, I'm going to try and correct that, at least in my YouTube casting. So, alright, we already see 3 SCVs and a Marine. The moment I see that many SCVs pulled, I know it's proxy. These days, unless it's Shakuris, no one's bringing more than 2 SCVs, 1 typically with a 2 racks. They're just applying pressure. But when two bunkers go down and they've got another for blocking, that's pretty clear cut that it's a proxy. Now, my response has been, okay, sack the net. Because as we see, I'm actually pulling ahead on economy here. Even with some drones kind of dancing around, trying to keep them out. My audio's too loud. A little too loud on the audio for a cast. Decent for streaming, but let's do 75. Alright, so what's going on here is I'm trying to just kind of keep him occupied. The drones are basically there to kind of feign that I want to break this, because if he runs up the ramp when these spines are going down, I'm in trouble. So he can't get wind of this. I would say about 80% of the time they go ahead and get single-minded on killing the natural, especially if you show some drones just kind of dancing around. And if they do run up the ramp, by the time the queen is spawned, you can use them to help make sure they don't get fully up the ramp. Because really the important part is this creep tumor. That creep tumor needs to finish. Until it does, I can't get my spines to the basic or to the top of the ramp. So the hatch dies. I go double gas. I'm going to drop a second hatchery here soon. And actually, that was super, super late. That hatchery should have been going down long ago. So that's one area that just an efficiency issue that can be corrected. So what my game plan here is go ahead and allow the proxy 2 racks to do its intended damage. But the thing about proxy play is it really depends on you panicking and attempting to hold it. So in this case, I'm not. And the result is he's able to kill the net, but I'm ahead 2 rounds. Sure, he has mules, but he hasn't even started mining gas yet. And I think if I remember right, he gave me like a little smiley face earlier, so that was kind of banter back. So now at this point, I feel pretty good. In fact, even on the stream, I was kind of thinking, okay, thinking out loud, okay, I'm in really good shape. This supply block hurts really bad. You don't don't ever want to supply block at 26. Anyways, I was kind of thinking out loud, I'm in really great shape. And so I was getting ready in my mind to go ahead and hit a Baneling bust, which would have done a ton of damage. I mean, if we look at the situation, get a little bird's eye view here, he's just finally getting some barracks down. Otherwise, he's floating. He's gonna be pretty short on defense because he's not producing Marines anymore, and all of his Marines are up top. So my typical response, especially in a situation like this where there is no block off of the ramp, I can get 40 lings by there and lose maybe one or two of them, is to go ahead and run by my lings and just bust them and win. And it's just so reliable. But we're going to see here coming up some indecision because I thought I saw an opportunity to break free before I busted him, and then I take my natural. And you always want to take your natural. Typically what I do is as I'm busting them, I push these spines down and break this with spines and queens. But instead I mess it up here in a moment and choose to commit a lot of links to breaking that instead, and it really was just kind of a split-second decision because he comes out of his bunkers in a moment. Now these lings should be immediately morphing to banelings because we see, I mean, this right here is already going to be crippling. You bust that when he's at 40 out of 54, you just immediately supply blocked him, and at that point tempo is going to win. So that already is kind of an indicator that I misstep because I have plenty of gas. In fact, at this point, I should be pulling off gas, and I do here eventually. But these should be 8 banelings right away. That way, these links can run by. So I go ahead and start to run by. It pops out, and I think I can grab his Marines, and I do get a few. In that situation, even if his Marines were out, I mean, unless they were way over on the creep, I should have just gone ahead and left them. I mean, it was so tempting that I couldn't resist. But look at how many free links I get. Then at that point, I've already killed 3 out of the 8 Marines, so his DPS is low. So now I'm committed. I gotta go ahead and break this and make something back with that. So this was really kind of just a series of really indecisive plays on my part that led to what would have been a free kill. Because let's kind of go back here to the moment that I opt to go ahead and attack that bunker first. Okay, I morph because I'm confused. Busy talking on the stream. Okay, so add about 10 more seconds for the links to get down there. These finish morphing. What do we have? We have 2 more bunkers that would have finished, 3 supply depots. He supply blocks just barely, and about 40 lings that can run right past the bunkers into the SCV line. And that's, I mean, the follow-up is going to absolutely crush him because I'm producing off of 2 hatcheries. I can just rally straight down because by that point I will have begun breaking this with spines and queens. So there's not even going to be any concern about him taking pot shots at my lings as they rally by. And he hasn't yet started on any tech. So this is a really great spot to be in. But instead, the lings have not been morphed to banelings. I just have the run by finally occurring, but I've already broken the bunkers, so there's not even anything to run by, and I lost probably half my lings. Let's see about. I lost 19 units, so I lost 19 out of a total of. Well, now they're morphing to banelings, but at one point a total of 40 lings. The loss is out of 60 lings. So yeah, I could have had 8 banelings and 52 lings. Attacking him 2 minutes ago. And now at this point things look very different. He's up to 4 bunkers, he's got a Marauder out, which really changes things. And his second Marauder comes out, and that's really where things come in, because now he has 2 walls, effectively, a wall of Marauders and a wall of depots. 4 bunkers. The only thing that could have made this worse is if he had these barracks tightly packed in around the supply depots. So at this point, I hook up the ceiling windows, and for some reason I say, hey, let's go ahead and break that. That's a really good idea. So I missed it. And as we see, sure, I killed some stuff, but I went from a decent supply lead, and taking my natural while he was pinned to 1 base, to, I mean, what, like 2 SCV kills, and all of my army is done. So, yeah, this was just a series of really indecisive plays. What I could have done here that would have turned this around entirely is just stayed on the natural. Great, you've got 3 orbitals. That's a lot of minerals. Congratulations. You also have no tech. You have about half my army strength, and there's no way in hell you're taking a natural for the next 2 to 3 minutes. So that would have given me a drone window to go ahead and, in this case, I'm 41 drones to 25 SCVs. I mean, I could have taken this all the way up to 3 to 4 base, 70 drones, before he's able to push out. And, by the time he even takes his natural, he probably loses about half his army just in the attempt to take his natural. Now, that's all theorycraft. I have no idea how this actually would have played out. But given that even after this attempted bust, I'm ahead on supply, and I'm ahead on income, I mean, it would have been just an easy win had I just held back and held the natural. And that's even after all the little indecisions regarding whether to bust him or not. To begin with, I could have just ran by and busted him and the game would have been over. So now we're going to kind of see kind of a slow, painful process here, because since he's already up on 3 orbitals, he's able to, kind of bump up his mineral income high enough that he's going to build an army quite a bit faster than I'm ready for. And the big part of that is because I did allow him to take that natural. If he's stuck on one base, then great, he's dumping 3 minerals on that, mineral line and eating it up pretty quick. And he doesn't have the efficient SCV mining of 2 fields. So, but as we're going to see here, he's able to push out and aggress, largely because I lost all those banelings. At this point, had I just, teched up, kept the banelings, gotten speed, I mean, he's going to have to resort to drop play. He really is going to have to just really push the multi-prong drop play to try and get banelings. But instead, I mean, I'm morphing reactionary banelings. I haven't even started speed because I needed the gas for more banelings. And he still is going to have some great drop play because I just don't have much map control at this point. Kind of wish I could go ahead and fast forward this one. It's painful to watch, especially given how far ahead I was at one point. But I'll go ahead and keep it going. We've got a little bit of time left. So, got the multi-prong, I spread as because I didn't really think about it much. Mostly just because I was busy making sure the proxy went the way I wanted to. I cleaned up his army down below, but really, he got some drones, and he kept me pinned for a while, and that's really all he needed to do while he's taking his 3rd. Now, this is just sloppiness on his part, but at the same time, I don't want to discredit players, but when you're playing on a Smurf account and probably proxy racks every game you're on a 2-player map, you're probably not playing the game too seriously at the time. This could have been a great player, but this probably wasn't a game where he was intending to play too seriously. He used these Smurf accounts just to mess around and have fun. So at this point, he's nearly doubled my supply, and there's been a variety of reasons for that, but it's been 16 minutes. I mean, versus that heavy of bio, that should have been my first priority. It just shouldn't have even been a question. So, some things you can take from this. First off, that response to the 2 racks. I highly recommend it. The higher level play, like your grandmasters, your pro players, they're going to recognize that you're not worried about that natural, and they're going to run up that ramp. So then you're going to have to be a little more cautious. You're going to have to commit to keeping that ramp blocked until the spines move over. The queen can really do a lot of damage from up top without them being able to fire back, but it's key that you keep that ramp. But then, while that's the strong part of this game, definitely learn from my mistakes. You're going to run by and bust, then run by and bust. Even if they do, give you the potential for some free Marines. Those free Marines are completely inconsequential compared to completely shutting down their 1-base economy. So, when you put your mind to it, don't dick around. You get to 40 lings or so, get 8 bandings, bust that wall, and get in. For some reason, some of those stones, maybe you reached a point where he met you mid-map or something to that effect, and you couldn't execute the bust, then just commit to map control. Use markers, 2 ladders, and 3 supply depots as their wall. Double instant, no matter how badly you want to. Because, the combination of those 2 decisions really gave this game win. And the opening was by far my favorite. So, definitely one that I had to cast because it's just this kind of very straightforward reflects where I'm at coming back to StarCraft. Able to get to high masters, that's not a problem, but it's these scrappy situations that if you haven't played in a while consistently, your decision making is very off. So, hope you enjoyed it, guys. The next game will be a ZVP versus a pro player who was off racing at the time. So I'm going to tell you for now, I should say a GSL pro player. That makes it that much cooler. So that should be, for YouTube viewers, that should be on tomorrow. If you're watching this today, the moment it came out, you'll see it the next day. What I'm going to do is record 2 every day that I stream, probably stream 3 to 4 days a week, which means you'll get 6 to 8 YouTube casts a week if all goes well. So the YouTube channel should every day have a new video, if not 2. So that's kind of the game plan. We'll see how it pans out. So thanks a bunch for watching.